Hello. We are back after 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks? I don't know. Episode 15 of Carla V Thinks Out Loud. I'm comedian Carla Vasquez. As you see, I'm solo in a vast, dark hole. Just kidding. I'm solo today. It's my quinceañera, episode 15. We're here with Larry and Patty. Hello, Larry. Thanks for having me back. It's been a roller coaster, guys. Couple of weeks. What happened? So we had some COVID scares. Everybody had to get tested. Like, had to do the whole thing, and then
bad.
And I had like sort of some allergy things happening, so I was like, I'm just gonna quarantine anyway. But we're all vaccinated.
Yeah, well, everybody except for six. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't come up positive. I think only because I was vaccinated like later than those guys, or later than Buck. Buck got it, but he also got the Moderna. I got the Pfizer.
Pfizer. Brought to you by Pfizer.
And you got Pfizer, right?
I got Pfizer as well.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was it or if it was like they were like Bucks needing a booster or something. But yeah, it was a scare. I thought I was like, I went to the school and was going to take Callie out and shit. And the lady's like, no, you have to see if you're positive first.
But that's crazy.
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, if you have like people that you've come into contact that you know are positive, like why would they want the kid in the school? Like that's just, I don't know, irresponsible. I'm not calling out which school name it is. I don't even know.
Well, it's APS. I mean, I guess it's APS.
Oh, they have to just stay there. Damn, in Tucson, it feels like my sister's just sending people home all the time. She's like, I don't think I've seen one kid for like 2 months because they kept having COVID scares in like their family. And maybe it was a lie too. Maybe they just didn't want to go to school.
Like it all came to a head because you were with Buck on Thursday night. And Six was there, right?
Yes. And like
Six was coughing his brains out the whole fucking time. He's just infecting
Oh
everyone.
my gosh. No. Yeah.
But you came back negative.
I came back negative.
And you were in close contact with both of those guys.
With both of them. And then also like they had been in contact with you and like Angel, and then I had been around him for comedy, so I was like, I let him know too because he had done the episode that week. I was like, you might want to, and he was like, I guess I'll wait until you guys. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
But it came out that I was negative, you were negative.
Luckily.
Buck came up positive, and then Six got hospitalized. So.
Unfortunately, he's out now, but still ventilated for the most part.
No, he's just got the oxygen at his house.
Okay.
So.
Is he like able to call people? Is he like cognizant? Like.
Well. He's never really been a texting kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, he's let us know what's going on. I mean, because it's, you know, I mean, he was looking at a good 2-3 weeks of being fucked, so.
Dude, that's so hard. So yeah, we were out for that. And then last week, Carla ended up in the hospital anyway.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get COVID in there.
Right? Yeah, I went actually twice. I don't know when I talked to you. Yeah, the second time. Okay, and the first time was like last Tuesday, I guess it was. I went and my side was like just like limp and numb feeling.
Really?
Yeah, it was just like feeling really weird and felt like pressure on my face and like I was just having like little tremory things. And so I went and they gave me like an epidural in my neck, which I've had those before.
You mean like a needle going into your spinal cord?
I used to get my, I guess I haven't talked about my health too much on here. I don't know. I feel like I've avoided it because people are always like, it's complaining. Or I was like, no, it's just facts. It's just facts.
Chicks that always complain about their thyroid.
Right. And I don't want to have like Munchausen. No, but it's just facts. Like, it's like, and then I think it like scares people because then it like reminds them of mortality or something, you know?
Right.
And then they're like, I don't want to hear these. It makes me uncomfortable. So I just like don't talk about it too much. I've talked about it a little bit in my comedy, but yeah, I still have to get my neck nerves cauterized because I have like no disc in my vertebrae, I'm like my C5, C6, C7. And so it's like squishing not only my spinal cord, but my nerve roots where like the nerves come out and go to your arms and legs and things. And down here I have some issues in my lumbar, but the neck is the worst.
I see it, babe.
And so they used to cauterize my neck nerves and then they're like, well, that's not really helping. You need surgery. But my surgeon, like, I don't get to even see until like January, I think it is. They had out till next year. Anyway, so I had to go back to my like pain specialist. I'm fast forwarding. That was the other day. Okay. Anyway, so I went there. They gave me an epidural on my spine, and I was, like, kind of okay. And then the next morning, I just felt very off. And that's when, like, canceled the show. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel great. My tongue felt very staticky and swollen. I was just like, eh. And then that night, I think I had, like, a seizure. They think so, too. because I also have brain scarring. It's the whole thing, guys. I had meningitis as a kid. Then I had like massive migraines all the time. So I have now like scar tissue in my brain, and I've possibly had like mini strokes. So something's happening between my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crap. Just kidding. Things are happening. Things are happening in my spine and my whole body. And then
I can't believe they gave you an epidural, dude.
They used to give me it just like releases all the something, I don't know. And then so they used to get epidurals. They used to have the facet joints that used to go in between and numb the nerves at certain points. And then they went and cauterized them. So last year was all of that. And then they're like, that's not really helping. So now you just need surgery, I guess, which I don't really super want. But if it helps me not have like constant tremors. But then I have to see a neurologist too, because I have just like constant tremors, and I take medicine for neuropathy anyway, but there's just some sort of weird wiring. And neuropathy is just like your nerves are from your brain are just like fucking with shit. You can feel like jittery. It can make your hands cold. It can make you go numb or limp sometimes. Right now I just feel like I'm like vibrating all the time, like a little bit, like just like doing this. And then and then once in a while, like my body feels like that feeling when your leg falls asleep. And then it's like coming out of that like weird painful tingling.
Yeah,
like
that sucks.
Like that here and there, it'll just do that. I'm just like, oh fuck. So they upped my medication for that, which is kind of helping. But now I'm just like sleepy. So we're gonna take a nap now. Just kidding. No. But anyway, if you guys can follow all that, I'm going to all the doctors. I do have a good team of specialists. I see a cardiologist too because I have a hole in my heart and low blood pressure, like vampire blood pressure.
Nice.
So that's fun. Yeah, I think I'm like usually like 95 over like 50. It's like they're like, "Are you alive?" So I pass out here and there. It's good. I'm glad it's winter. It's too hot to be passing out. So yeah, now I'm back though. I'm ready to roll, I think.
That's good.
Just staying positive. Last year when I found out, well, I've had issues for years, but last year I found out like the brunt of it, like actually what was going on, and they're still figuring it out. But there was a lot of impending doom of like, oh my God, everything, like, I'm going to die tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to die tomorrow. Like, I may not wake up in the morning. Like, just, and that was, I think, because mind, body, and soul are so connected, so that was just causing way more, like, anxiety, way more, like, even just make me feel shittier physically, I think, by having that mental frame. So now it's like, just like doing what I can, try not to have that impending doom because it's just going to slow me down and like not get me anywhere. Been there, done that. So just doing what I need to do and, you know, all that stuff, taking a day, stopped smoking the cigs, stopped, you know, going out as much and things. I took like 2 weeks off of comedy too, basically.
Pretty much.
I didn't go out to mics. I did I had like one show during that time. And I didn't go to mics. I started in this last weekend going back out, but I'll go out tonight. I guess Santa Fe, tangent here. Santa Fe is taking over our Inside Out, or not Inside Out, our Sidewinders mic tonight.
They are?
Sarah Kennedy usually hosts anyway, but they're coming into town, taking over. I like those guys. I did a show with them at Tumble Roots.
Oh,
I want to get some of them on the show. I should have talked to them sooner. I just found out about this today. I cannot talk. My tongue is fuzzy. Just kidding. So yeah, I'm gonna do that after this at some point. Go figure that out. What else we got going on? Yeah, but mental health, physical health, it's all combined. I watched this show, Surviving Death. Have you guys seen that on Netflix?
Mm-mm.
It's like misguiding of what it's about because like the first episode is like all these like accounts of people like seeing the light and being out of body, but the show is really I think about consciousness and like where we go when we die. And there's a lot of psychotherapists. I believe in energy, and this was kind of like that sort of realm to me where I was like, oh, okay, this has been studied a long time.
Well, what do you mean? What do you believe?
Like I think once our physical body dies, I think there's a level of consciousness. I don't know if it means heaven or something, but I think, and I believe in like even dimensions and things, you know, I think we go to something else and our perception becomes something else and our consciousness is no longer a bodied one, is, you know, time is a different distortion, like things are different out there, and so this kind of studied that.
The dimensions thing makes sense because, you know, deja vu and shit.
Yeah, and even they talked about this one because there was like 6 episodes or something, and each one like they had one about mediums, one about this, and one was about reincarnation. So they talked about that, and they've been studying for years actually, like people seriously going out and talking to little kids that like think they're other people. Like there's these kids that are born all the time.
I've seen that. I've seen Like this one little kid was talking about his past life and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, what the hell? The parents were like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I died in a big war or something. It's like,
yes, one of these kids had that, and he had everything down to a T, like the date of things, stuff that nobody would know. They even like had a series of pictures, and they were like, go through the pictures, and if anything pops out that you relate to or like remember, pull it out. And the kid's just going through and it's like, no, and all of a sudden he goes, this one, familiar. And it's like a 4-year-old. And then the guy's like,
That's
yeah, that was this
crazy,
guy's
dude.
wife. He was like, that was the wife of this guy that he thinks he is or whatever. But a lot of times these memories fade of being somebody else by the time they're like teenagers. Because one kid as a kid had so many memories of another person in his life. And then it kind of faded out with, I think, just like how they say kids are more susceptible to seeing like ghosts and stuff, you know? Just because they're like more open and still have that maybe whatever.
well, and when you die, I've heard.
What do you think?
I think it's dimensions things.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the heaven hell shit. I don't believe that.
No.
You know, you get cast down into the pit forever.
Mm-mm. I hear. Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of thoughts about it. Like I thought maybe we're doing this over and over again until we get it right, kind of thing.
That too.
All kinds of
That's
stuff.
weird.
But I believe there's something out more. Something's up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This can't all be it.
Mm-mm.
But I definitely don't think that it's the I don't think there's a heaven or a hell and Jesus is sitting there with open arms waiting. I mean, that's all bunch of crap.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. I mean,
yeah, I do think, and some of these people that had these near-death experiences but like kind of saw their family, but it was more of like an understanding of energies of we knew each other in this past life, like, and they would meet them as they were like dying, but then they'd come back to life, the person,
right.
and like they're half the time one lady was like, I want to go back to that, and now my life is ruined because I've seen this other state of being and consciousness, and this just feels too like trapped in this body. And so,
and I do believe the energy thing. I also believe like, because my mom's all into this shit, like the crystals and, you know,
oh yeah,
all that crap. But she did when I was really young. I think I was like 15. She had one of her friends do a numerology chart on me. Have you ever done that?
not a whole chart, but I know I'm familiar.
Like, it was
yeah.
everything. Like,
All of them?
all of it.
I've had a couple people do like a few things, but damn.
And it was pretty close to me. I mean, like, the person I am, that kind of shit. It was weird.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's about the only thing that ever was truthful that came out of that was the numerology shit. But because they take like your birthday, and then I can't remember what else they
like
do.
time you're born and like stuff
Time
like
you're
that.
born, and then they use all those numbers and fucking stew their pot. But who fucking know? Who knows? Like, it could, you know, like witches. No, just kidding. Who
Even
knows
like
what it could be? Who knows? Like,
even like tarot card stuff. Like I
don't-
want to
I
have
think
one. But it's
that's-
interesting to me.
I don't know. I think that's like it all depends on who you get read by, I guess. I don't believe any of that shit.
It's interesting to me. I don't know how much I buy into, but I like to look into it. Even
I'm sure there's people out there that have that ability, but there's so many of them out there. That all of these fucking people.
oh no, definitely not.
And you ever notice that it's mostly like my mom had a really hard time, like trying to find herself.
So she went to all these things.
Oh God, dude, everything.
Every religion?
Fucking, well, born Catholic and then fucking, you know, fucking Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, that's wild.
Was a Buddhist for the longest time, doing the whole Nam Myoho Renge Kyo shit.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, dude.
Nice.
Sitting there, bong,
Nice.
bong. That was probably the closest to any religion that I thought was, you know, valid.
I do too. It's more like just like.
But
being
then
like a
you
person and all
think
these
like,
things.
because they teach you all this discipline, but the fucking Buddha guy is 3,000 pounds.
Wasn't he skinny? I know there were different ones.
No,
like
they're all fat.
They're all fat.
They're all fat. Everyone you go, because there's a bunch
Gotta
of different
eat extra.
sects of Buddhism. I lived in Japan for 18 months.
Oh, that's right.
So there's like,
cool.
there's all different kinds. The one I was involved in was called Nutrin Daishoshu. That's the Nam Myoho Renge Kyo shit.
Oh.
But there's like 50 others.
What?
Yeah. And they
I
all
didn't know there were
have
that many.
like their little shrines for them. And when you go to Japan, you go to these places and they have this, they'd be like fucking traffic and shit, but out in the middle of nowhere with bamboo all around it is this red fucking temple shit. And they got another big fat Japanese dude statue.
He had to eat extra to keep his wisdom up.
I don't know.
Either
that or they were offering, because you do a lot of offering. So it's a lot of food you're offering to the Buddha.
Yeah.
So they'll bring like apples and stuff. That's how he got fat.
Keep his energy going. With
they
the
were sending him all this food.
Yeah, he had to do less and moving around too.
And they have them everywhere. Like there's one at the base of Mount Fuji. And they're fucking everywhere.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Base Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to travel more. ASAP. It's a need be. Gotta get my life together.
Yeah, I went there between like Callie's age, 11 and 12.
Oh.
And I got into a fight on the school bus because we lived in Atsugi and we had to go. I went to school in Zuma, which is, I don't know, like 10 miles away or some shit. So I got kicked off the bus and my dad was like, fuck you, I ain't driving you nowhere.
You had to walk.
No, I had to ride my bike.
Oh, 10
through
miles?
the streets of fucking Japan.
Instead of uphill both ways or whatever.
There's really no uphill in Japan.
Through the street both ways.
Like in cities, there's really no uphills.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty flat.
But 10 miles?
Oh, yeah. Dodging bullet trains and regular trains and all that shit. But it was fun.
Little baby hardcore Larry.
Yeah. They had time. It was a perfect place for a kid because they had, they're all about toys and not only that, when I went there, they were showing cartoons during prime time. So 8 o'clock at night, there's cartoons on.
All the time.
All the time.
They love the cartoons.
They love him.
Animes. That's something that I was like, I thought I would be into. And
this
then
was like back in 82, 83.
Oh, and it still was all. They were up before us on all that stuff.
Yeah, they have like warehouses full of anime books. Like Callie collects.
They have like the best fashion there too sometimes. Well, in high school, I was really into the Harajuku fashion style.
Well, when I was there,
dressed all
they
crazy.
do a lot of imitating Americans.
And we do.
So when I was there, they were all 50s dressed, like the kids.
Oh.
They emulate American culture, the teenagers there. So the teenagers there were dressed in poodle skirts and fucking Levi's rolled. Oh, yeah. Big fucking cars on those small streets and shit.
I heard they love the American cars or something like that, right?
But now, which is even more fucking crazy, they've taken on the Cholo.
Oh, interesting.
The Cholo thing. So all these Japanese people in Japan are fucking Cholos.
Interesting. So we're appropriating them now and they're appropriating us, if that's the thing. Why can't it just be like we're, friends and we want to share styles?
No, we're friends with Japan.
But just people are like, we're appropriating this. Sometimes it's blatant appropriation bad, but sometimes it's just like a nod to a culture that you're like, you guys are awesome.
Well, like if you're wearing a kimono or some kind of traditional
My dad
dress.
has a picture with him in a hanbok.
Yeah, that's
because my stepmom's from Korea or was originally born there, so they went to Korea and got pictures.
Koreans and Japanese hate each other.
Yeah, and they got pictures taken together in the hanbok.
Was his wife a mail order or?
No, she was adopted when she was a kid to here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she speaks with no accent.
There's a lot of guys that do that shit. Especially.
It's true. I love 90 Day Fiancé so much.
I've watched. I
kind of had to stop watching.
I want to fucking fast forward through all the lovey-dovey bullshit. It gets
slow as fuck. When it first started, they were 50-minute episodes, normal, jam-packed with stuff, and now it's 2 hours, and it's them being boring as fuck, just wheeling their suitcases, being quiet at the airport and looking each other in the eyes. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see this shit. No, thank you. But now they have so many, just like Buddhism, 90 Day Fiancé has sprung out in so many different
a lot
sectors
of Filipino
of it.
Women.
So many sectors. They're 90 Day before the 90 Day, 90 Day the other way, 90 Day this. But it is a lot of countries in that area that are, and then a lot of Russian girls on the show.
I've had experience with Russian chicks.
South American.
Only from afar, as far as...
Were you watching her through the window?
No, watching... I worked at this plant that this boss was cheating on his wife with this fucking Russian chick.
Oh.
So I watched that whole thing go down, because I'm a real people watcher and shit. I'll just sit there and look at people, and... Me and Patty
that's
doing
your job too, though. In a way. You watch people with the cameras, and they're always just watching people, editing and things. You're good at that. You're very.
Somebody said our shit froze.
Whose shit froze?
I don't know.
Raymundo, Bubba's on there.
It's not frozen.
Bubba, maybe you're frozen. Bubba, go to YouTube.
But like Patty said, like there's some people like that see family members and shit that have died. That's a big thing.
Dude, so my cousin was like total atheist. Like we're all raised Catholic a little bit, but like my mom's family is like Mex to the max. Like my tios, none of them speak English. Like my mom was the only one. But when my Theo died a couple of years ago, my cousin was like, I now maybe believe there's something after this. Like, I don't know if it's heaven or hell or God. He's like, but my dad definitely saw his parents and your mom come and get him. And, like, he was acting like he was getting ready to, like, he had been incapacitated for, like, days almost, dying of cancer. And then just got up one day and started miming showering and miming getting there. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm getting ready to go. I have to get, they're waiting. I have to go. Tenchita is here. My mom, or Tenchia is here, and they're waiting for me. I got to go. And they're like, Dad, you can't. And he stood up. He hadn't stood up in weeks. Stood up and then just sat back down, laid down. 3 minutes later, he had passed. And then that happened too when my mom was passing. She kept having these weird dreams, very lucid dreams. And then also she kept saying she was like, thought she was daydreaming people being there. She's like, I'm awake, but my mom's here. And like, I'm awake, but like my little brother
telling you this?
Like my mom was telling me, she's like, but I don't know. They're here, but like, and I was like, I knew at that point, I was like, we already had, taken her off. All sort of, it was more hospice situation.
So when your mom died, she was lucid and like wake and...
Yeah, she was talking, at the very end, it was in bursts, and sometimes she didn't make sense and she was rambling, and sometimes she was talking to people that weren't in the room. And then sometimes it was very like, hey, make sure this gets done, I love you, talk about memories we've had, so it was in and out. But yeah, she definitely saw like my grandpa apparently, and I don't know, just recognizing the energy, I have no idea.
That's
the weirdest stuff.
Nuts.
But that's what I'm saying about the energy. Just like you can feel somebody walk into a room. Like I was in the room, my sisters were on either side of the bed, and I had gotten up to go get water in the kitchen. And my mom, was like in the living room of my aunt's house. Nobody else was in the room but my sisters and my mom. And I got up to go. I turned on the faucet and I turned it off. And I look over, and I knew my mom had passed in that moment. I couldn't feel her there anymore. And then I looked at my sisters, and they just, like, nodded, like, that she was gone. Like, I just knew in that moment. And I could, like, like, it's like somebody coming in a room or leaving a room. I was like, oh, she's not in the room anymore. Like, it was very, I don't know. So that's why I believe, like, energy, I can feel that a little bit. Call me a witch. I don't know. Just kidding. Or predicting things all the time.
Would you rather go out that way or go out, like, instant?
Instant.
Yeah, because then, the way it sounds like
lot.
He's preparing that dude was preparing and shit. Like, you have no prepare if it's fucking instant.
Right. Oh, interesting. You have no, like, real closure. Well, maybe.
No, you have, like, nobody's there to pick you up. Like, you're just sitting on this
Maybe they're
lane.
still there.
Maybe that's the reason why there's ghosts. Nobody picked them up.
Oh, no, Larry, that's so sad. Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. That's an interesting look at it, though.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's what's their unfinished
Yeah, because a lot of
business.
ghosts are from traumatic. Like, nobody in the ghosts that just, like, fucking went out.
Like, nobody's...
Cancer.
Even the nice ghosts are still, like, depressing ghosts, Like, they're, like, still their energy's a little
Not that I'm
depressing.
saying believe in ghosts, but...
I saw some things as a kid, or a lot more things.
I've never
as a
seen
kid.
anything. That sucks. Like, I've never seen aliens, and that sucks. My sister says she fucking sees them all the time.
Aliens?
Yeah.
Like, in
but
what
I think
form?
she's a fucking nut.
Because there's different forms of it. Like, in what form?
Well, I fly drones, right?
No.
Yeah. Well, I have.
I'm not. It doesn't put.
I have
not surprising.
I have a small little drone, right? And it can go 500 feet, right? Up in the air. It can go further than that, but that's the limit. When I get that thing all the way up there, you can't fucking see it.
Interesting. So,
Like, you really have to, like, adjust your eyes to pinpoint, huh?
What are you droning for, aliens?
No, I drone, like, when we go camping and stuff.
Just to get pictures of
No,
it?
just to find out what's in the surroundings.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rad to have it ahead of you. But yeah,
Well, not ahead of us. I just fly it, and then we figure out, like, what's over there? What's over there?
You can see ahead of time what, like,
yeah,
where you want to
go.
go.
Walk, but.
Yep, I like that. Explore with.
But do you think that's it? Like, that people die instantly, and it's just like they're fucked. Nobody came to pick them up.
Possibly, but then some of these people that came back to life, like when one of them was like in a kayaking thing, and she was dead for like almost an hour. I don't remember. It was like however many minutes.
There's
like
a
in a
people
kayak,
like that, yeah.
drowned. They brought her back to life. They didn't know how, and she was out for a while. But she said she saw her like I think her grandma and like her aunt or something.
Patty said that when her mom was dying, she was talking to family members.
That passed.
Died.
It's interesting.
That's crazy.
Know. So I wonder if some of them don't, or some people just don't really have anyone in their life.
That's the biggest question. Like even Callie's seen a dead body at 5 years old, but she still says like, what happens on the on the other side? And I'm not we don't. She doesn't go to church or nothing like that.
Yeah,
so.
I can't imagine with the kid these days, especially. Like,
well, I just tell her we don't know. That's it.
Yeah, that's great.
What do you want me to fucking like? That's it.
It's like
I don't know. What makes you think you should know?
Yeah. I know we lie to kids so much about so many
I'm not
things.
Gonna fucking
Their
lie to
whole
her.
life
I'm
is
gonna
like
scare her
lying.
into thinking like if you're not a good kid, you're gonna go to hell. That's
yes.
That's what I was taught as a kid.
Did I talk on here about my my aunt and uncle used to have policeman Bob?
Who's that?
For my nieces, or not my nieces, my cousins when they were little, and they're like a little bit younger, so I used to even babysit. And they would be like, you got to put your shoes away, you got to do this, or else policeman Bob's going to come and take us away or you away. And the kids are always afraid of that. And every time they heard a siren, they would get like real freaked out. I was like, that's so sad to do.
When I was a kid, I was always worried about,
so sad.
The imaginary guy up in the clouds.
Right, somebody watching you constantly. Like, I don't think it's like that, like, I think...
Well, that's Catholicism right there.
I think there's bridges. Like, I do believe in mediums in a sense that there is sort of a bridge, but I don't think consciousness is what it is here. You know what I mean? And there's only sort of some consciousness that have passed that can maybe even relate. Just like how there's mediums, there's probably people that pass that also have that power to then connect to this world. But I'm not sure because it's just like energy. I mean, it's dimensions. Like I think aliens a lot of times are like in other dimensions.
There's
and like
definitely aliens. Come on.
There's no doubt there's aliens and that there's probably different ones and either they're more evolved or evolutionarily speaking, we've evolved in a different way to suit our needs and our, like sort of evolutionary whatever needs. And they've evolved maybe even more in a consciousness level and we've evolved more in like making things, building. Like, I don't know. I think there's different societies that have evolved in different ways to see, like you said, doing things over and over to see what gets right. Like it's right.
That'd be shitty, dude. Like have to do it over, like Groundhog's Day, but not knowing it, only getting little spurts of, I was here before. Deja vu. But that could also be dimensions where, like they say, the dimensions thing is one decisions you make in life. One dimension goes one way and the other dimension goes that way. And
because it's like space
different scenarios
outside of Earth, like space time out there and stuff is it's more four-dimensional too. Is like things have already happened that are happening, but can we change that because we have free will? It's like we
can't even explain dark matter.
I know there's so much we don't know, and like so much we're finding out every fucking day. Like every day there's a new discovery of like, hey, we found this and it erases all the science we knew before because now this is something, I don't know.
If aliens ever came, Buck seems to think, or Rob seems to think that that the reason why there's nothing been said about the aliens is because religion would just be over. Mm-hmm. It
would fuck up everybody's
everybody's brain would explode.
And that's probably, you're right. They probably don't want to tell us because chaos would ensue and... Yeah. People need to believe in something.
I heard Trump was going to release it, but
people should. If they don't know there's aliens, then they're fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm not saying you're done. Believe in God. Believe in what you want, but like that doesn't diminish or like whatever. It doesn't. Other things can exist with other things. It's not just all one thing.
I've always wanted to get a preacher on one of these podcasts or something like that. And just debate with them, like explain dinosaurs, explain.
Yes, evolution. I'm like so into the science. I can't believe, like in certain parts of Bible Belt, they still do not teach evolution like at all to kids. I'm like, what is happening? Nuts. I mean, I believe in science. And
did you hear about the superintendent in Texas?
Which one?
There's a book on the Holocaust that kids are reading there, and he wants to put out another book like opposing, like a different view of the Holocaust.
No.
Yeah.
Has he already written it, or he's just
no? It's the superintendent of Texas, Texas town. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Texas is wild. Wait, what are people saying over there? It's a fine. Oh, she said it's fine on YouTube. Whatever. Hello, sisters. Hello, Bubba's. We're having jam on Sunday. See you there, Bubba. Oh, yeah, I'm going to play some music for the first time in months.
Nice.
Coming
We're
up.
going to play music here. But...
I know. Yes. Okay. And I'll bring it up at the end. Thank you for reminding me. Carla forgot her fucking guitar. My fucking guitar is by my door. I even practiced today and like wrote these little ditties. So here's the thing. I'd want to write like an opening or closing or both songs, but I'm indecisive. So we're going to, next time I'm going to come, we're going to like pre-record them. We're going to release them on social media and then have you guys pick, like, you know, followers pick which one, and later we can change it, whatever. But I need help deciding. So I was supposed to bring my guitar, had all my lyrics with me, and I forgot it. So
fucking forgot
my whole life. It's because I wasn't high enough.
No.
I was like too spastic. Oh, hello, Michael, or I don't know what to call him anymore. Michael, happy belated birthday, an old friend.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
He's pretty supportive of both podcasts. He likes
He is.
them both.
I adore him. Yeah, we've known each other since we were 14.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just his birthday the other day. We dated when he was turning 15, I think.
You lived here your whole life, though, right?
No,
Well,
this was in Alamogordo. We both just ended up here.
Oh.
Because I was in Alamogordo for like 6 years for middle school and high school.
That's right. You've been everywhere like me.
Yeah, so we moved every like year and a half, 2 years, except for when my parents divorced. And then we were like stuck in Alamogordo for a while.
The oldest friend I have is from high school, and that's it. Like,
Is that
those
Sarah?
Are just, no. Those are just Facebook friends. Like.
Oh, right. Yeah. Weirdly, I keep running into people here. Like my friend Mario, his ex-girlfriend lives here now. She's been coming out and supporting. Hello, Brittany. Her and her wife come out, and they're so great. I was like, oh, that's so nice. So, yeah, seeing all these people. Like I said, I had my friend Chrissy Venegas show up out of the blue and surprise me at a show. I was like, this is so crazy. I haven't seen you guys in 17 years.
I can't wait for the Kurt Fletcher's show. I think we're going to go to that.
Oh, are you? It's going to be interesting. Did I tell you what I'm doing for it?
No.
The Night of the Living cover comics?
Right, where you're covering another comic, right?
Yeah. Put that aside for 1 second. Holly, Kurt, I love you, but please stop canceling our mics. It's the best mic in town, Inside Out. Somebody. You guys probably aren't watching this, but please. Or let us run it if you're not going to be there. But we love you. Anyway, but I'm excited for the show. I was going to maybe do like Janine Garofalo. Or I don't know, because it's living or dead comedians that we do a set.
So are you doing a set of their set?
So I thought that at first, but it turns out we can do our material as them or write material for them in our voice. You know what I mean? Like something we think they would say, like a set about.
But you can't repeat their set.
We can do that. It can be any of those or all of them. Yeah. It's a little more room. But now I'm thinking I need to find the mallet and a double ass that I can do this because I do have a tarp and a swimming pool, a baby swimming pool I could bring in. But I'm thinking of going Gallagher on it.
Oh, no shit.
Just to like fuck with it. Shit? Yeah. And then even like, just squash some shit. That'd be funny. I'm going to maybe try to build a mallet.
And shit.
I'm just going to like curl my hair out, suspenders. Fake mustache, but I can like curl out my hair.
Does he wear a wife beater or is it one of those leotard tops?
Yeah, sometimes he wears like, he almost looks like a mime. Sometimes he has like a long sleeve, like a striped shirt. It's like weird, whatever, pants.
Did you know the story about him?
Not the whole, what do you mean, which story?
Well, did you know that like he got so big that he hired his brother to be Gallagher 2?
That's right.
So you had Gallagher and then you had Gallagher 2 and they both did the same set. But in different cities.
Did they look exactly alike?
Yeah. But what happened is the brother started like taking all the money and went off by himself and brother started suing brother.
No.
All this shit. Yeah.
Double brother jeopardy.
Double brother jeopardy.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Gallagher would just smash a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I'm going to figure out a way to make it like not messy and a quick cleanup.
Yeah.
And then I just need to find the mallet.
I wouldn't even clean it up. I'd just do it and then leave.
I was telling him to put me on last. Just kidding. I just like drop the mallet and walk off.
Yeah. You clean it up, bitch.
Not my problem. Not my stage, not my problem.
Did you see that Theo Von's got a new stand-up?
I haven't watched it yet. All the boys, we're all excited. The shit boys.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it yet. I watched Chapple was the only one lately I watched.
I laughed twice.
Twice at Theo's. I'm entertained by his podcast and when he's on others.
I like his podcast.
I can't say and people are gonna hate me. I can't say his type of comedy is my favorite.
I think
it's fun here and there, but
yeah, there's jokes here and there, but a lot of his comedy is calling the crowd calling.
Oh,
not
on this
talking to people in the crowd, but thanking and a good fucking 15, 20 minutes of that shit in an hour.
Filler shit.
You can't
clap there.
I believe that if you're gonna, you should be one like bam, bam, bam. Not, I want to thank everybody for going and getting vaccinated, and because he was really pissed off about that.
About the no vaccine.
About him having to have a show with vaccines. And
right, and show vax cars and wear masks.
Yeah.
Were people wearing masks in it? Masks.
Yeah.
In the show.
You had to wear masks and be vaccinated.
Dang.
Or show a negative COVID test.
I guess that was Jackson Brown. We had a they didn't check our cards, but we had to wear masks.
That's right. You went to Jackson Brown.
It's the first concert I've seen since the.
How was that?
That was awesome, and I cried maybe 3 to 4 times.
Of course you did.
His lyrics are so fucking hurt.
You're a girl.
Fucking. He didn't play Bright Baby Blue. That's one of the best songs. But he played These Days, and The Pretender is my favorite song ever recorded in the history of time.
But you really cried during a show? I've never cried during the show.
I've cried multiple times during shows.
But I have cried during Star Wars.
No, when?
The beginning song.
Just this song makes you emotional?
Yeah.
Dude, it's wild what music can do and what it can ignite in us. We can get these chills and get really
when Force Awakens came out. Dude, and the fucking dun, 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 I was tearing up.
Really?
And I was with friends. Cute. I was like, don't look at me.
Dude, that's amazing. It's always the weirdest stuff for guys.
Yeah.
Like Mark Maron says that he always tears up at theater shows. When people, the chorus lines start singing together. It's something about them singing all together in unison and sounding beautifully harmonized.
That's fucking weird.
He's like that. He's like that just strikes a note with me. I don't know. When people sing together, it's a different vibration. That's why mediums have a circle. I keep going back to them.
Well, I seen Star Wars when it first came out, so.
Oh, it's a little kid thing.
Yeah, a little kid thing.
Aww.
Just like Disneyland. I cried at Disneyland.
You cried at Disneyland?
Yeah.
Entering Disneyland?
Yeah.
When?
What was it, 3 years ago?
I love this so much. The side of Larry is hilarious. 3 years ago? Aw.
Yeah.
Are you getting more, do you feel like you're getting more emotional in your older age?
Well, ever since I had another kid.
Yeah.
I'm older, yeah.
It's dudes in their 40s and 50s start realizing they're kind of more emotional.
It doesn't. It's not like we realize. It just happens.
You become in tune with it.
Even Rob have said that. Ever since I had a kid, ever since I gotten older, I'm a lot less violent.
That's good. He's a teddy bear.
When you're younger, you're violent.
Is that what?
Well, that's what happened? Well, yeah. When you're a kid,
I was a hider and a runner. Just kidding. Run and hide.
Well, you went and seen what's his name? The Brown. What was this? What'd you go see? What concert?
Jackson Brown. He's 73. He's still got his shit together, dude. His voice is still good. A couple of songs he had to take down an octave, but never whatever. And his guitar player. What is his guitar player's name? Mason something. Fucking badass dude who looked like he was late 20s hipster dude. Just fucking wailing on it, sounding like my friend Mark, who I'm gonna play with on Sunday.
Who opened for him?
This girl. What was her fucking name? Something Mendelssohn. Melissa Melinda. Yeah, she had a guitar, and I think she wanted people to cry during her set. She had a good voice, and she played piano too, and all these things. But it was a good show. And then I want to go to more comedy. I want to. We'll get to the Chapple thing, but I want to go on the 14th to El Paso because Neil Rubenstein, who's been on this show, he's opening up 3 shows for Chelsea Lynn, Trailer Trash Tammy.
Oh, okay. Know? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then Libby. Oh my gosh, what is her last name?
We're gonna try. And call him?
Yeah, we can try and call him. And so on that tour, he's gonna stop through here and do a couple of shows here. But Neil is awesome, and I want to actually see live comedy that I'm not in or my friends are not in.
Right.
That's no offense. Well, I guess Neil's my friend, but I had this other thing about Chapelle. Let's see. Neil should answer. It's what? Oh, it's an hour later there. I don't think he has a show tonight. We'll see. Neil, answer.
Is it ringing?
Almost.
No.
There we go.
There we go. See if he even answers.
He knew I was going to be calling today.
Didn't he?
Not for this, but I was going to call him anyway.
Turn your volume up. There you go, buddy.
Just didn't know how loud his voice would be. Don't answer me. Fine. I see how it is. He probably has a show.
Just leave a message, some kind of funny message.
Yeah, that he'll never listen.
What she has, and it's like yours. Mailbox is full.
You've reached Neil Rubenstein.
Message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello.
What the fuck was that?
What is that? This is Neil. We're still recording. I think we're leaving a message right now. Hey, Neil, it's Carla. Maybe you have a show. I'm on a podcast. I was trying to call you so we could talk about shows and things. Whatever, I see how it is, but I still love you, and I will see you soon. And maybe you can be on the podcast again. Okay, bye. Won't ever listen. Or to be automated.
I'm glad he doesn't have one of those phones that
I was afraid the number.
relay the number. Yeah,
Yeah, I was ready. I was literally ready to. I was like doing this, ready to hang up.
Hang it up.
That guy. Yeah, hang up. God damn it. Maybe he'll call back. I'm gonna leave this there. Let's see. In hopes. But yeah, he's gonna be doing shows. 13 dates with them. So I'm so proud of him. He's gonna be, open up for like a huge person. Or Chelsea Lynn's starting to get big.
She's got a huge following.
She's gotten she's blown up in the last couple of years for sure, and she knows all the
funny.
big dogs. She is funny, and I just like how no holds barred she is. She's wacky.
Well,
and
she
has
plays
lot
a
of fun.
character, right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure what her comedy is gonna be, if she's always in character on the show or if she does shows as herself sometimes, or I don't know, maybe it's a split, who knows, we'll see. But Neil, I was like, I'm gonna go down there. He's like, I don't know if I can get behind and this and that the stage. I was like, no, I'm just gonna watch. I mean, I have family there. I'm just gonna hang out and see. He doesn't need to, but he'll be here in town. 11/11. Okay, so November 11th is my 2-year anniversary 2-year anniversary. Oh, Neil says it's loud where he is. Okay, well, at least he responded. Thank you, Neil. Anyway, Neil will be in town. Go to Cosmos, 11/11, Veterans Day.
When's he going to be in town?
11/11, Veterans Day. And the night before, on the 10th, he'll be here. We're going to do garage comedy on the 10th. If anybody wants to go to that, get a hold of us. It is at a friend's house. So, we're kind of filtering through who can go and not. We don't want any murderers there. Who knows these days? Everybody's a sociopath. But we'll have the garage show. Neil will do that Wednesday, maybe the podcast here with us. And then the next day at Cosmos, we'll have a show. Sarah Kennedy's hosting. Kurt Fletcher's on it. Steph Darnell's on it. Jess Wood's on it. And myself and Neil.
Nice.
And so it'll be a really great lineup. I think it's going to be $8. Flyers will be out soon. And
you never sent me that information to put on the website.
Yeah, I was still, I just today confirmed with Kelly, so I'll give you that. But we were still making sure the time and then the ticket sales. We didn't know on that because everybody's like, I don't care. I'm like, I'm just relaying back and forth between the venue. It's the first show that I'm actually I kind of worked with 6 Cent on the shows, but it's the first show that I'm kind of helping a lot in put together, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Really reaching out, booking people. Even Steph, I had to get rid of, a hold of his agent. Because he was like,
really?
I want to do the show, but you got to email my agent first. I was like, dang.
Steph Darnell's got an agent?
Yeah,
now?
dude. So I have his agent's email. So we've been emailing about this show. And let me get a hold of Steph. I'm like, I know Steph can already do it.
Is it a real agent or is it just somebody?
He has an agency or something. He's not sponsored. Has somebody.
That's sick.
Manager something, which is cool.
Good
good job, Steph.
Man.
So we'll have all these people that have done. Man, I try to add up the amount of experience that will be at that show, and it's a lot.
Nice.
Jess is 20-something years, 25 plus.
She's a good comic.
She's amazing. Neil doesn't know her, but I was like, can we get her on the show? Cause,
Neil's a good comic.
and Neil's hilarious, and he knew Kurt, and Kurt has 20 years, hilarious. Sarah has 12 years. Steph is around the same. Neil's got 9. I'm like, that's just.
Yeah, Steph's been doing it a while.
Mm-hmm. I'm just very. I feel very grateful and appreciative that I know all these people, and that 2 years in, I'm able to do shows like this and get to know people that have been in the scene. Appreciate them. Let me see what people are saying, and then we're gonna show some crazy videos. I don't know if they can see it yet.
It's not up there.
Hold on, what does that say?
This is the live one.
Oh, Cannabis and Art Fest Friday.
Yeah. I Recognize I is going to have, there's a Cannabis Arts Fest.
Yeah.
Friday from 5 to 10.
Oh, yeah.
On Indian School Road.
Everybody's welcome to go. I think it's 10 at the door. The comedians go there. I'm kind of always welcome to just show up and do a set.
Is that what the Cooking with the Homeboy do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this Halloween dinner that he's doing.
Oh, okay.
He's doing a medicated dinner, and he's doing 5 of them. It's going to be a 5-hour event. They'll be seated and whatever, and the comedians, it's going to be pretty much the same crew, but they'll have a new audience every time.
Right.
And so new people will be eating, and we're going to be telling jokes. I'll be able to get 50 minutes in that day of comedy, which is cool to get ready for other shows. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. I can like tweak some jokes, work on some stuff, put a set, a good, strong 10 together. All right. Hell yeah, I do that. On front row or something. We have some videos that Larry likes to send me random news clips, random videos. I think he's trying to entice me more to get on TikTok. Is this the TikToker?
Yeah. Have you on TikTok at all?
I've perused it. I have downloaded it, and it's on my front home screen. I'm scared to post as usual, but I need to do more. And I'll show you why after this video why I'm scared of posting. But this
You're
lady.
afraid of posting?
Yeah, getting over it. Who's anyone? This
Right.
lady. If this lady can post and the other lady we're gonna watch, then so
Yeah,
can
this
I.
chick right here, she
Wait, can we
Let's see.
hear?
what's going on here? Hold on a second.
Nobody knows what's going on.
No, it's
Ha
Larry's audio problem.
Stupid puns about no-nos.
So
He said nobody knows. That's so
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
I don't think it's.
Do my lips feel so weird? My like chapstick ran out, and I have to use this backup one that I
It doesn't
already
matter
lost.
what she's saying, but I thought it was weird that this chick's just walking around.
Yeah, what is she saying to us? I totally forgot because it was late when I watched this one.
She's just basically saying it's her whole life. If you look her up, I mean, she's not.
How though that like she
Bipolar Betty is her thing.
No-Nose Betty would be more.
But
I'm so mean. But I don't understand how like she doesn't like. Does it just go straight into her face? Like what's behind that?
like her brain, I guess.
But why is nothing covering? Like I would even just get like a little flap, like a Post-it note.
It's almost like it's.
Just like.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen the Blackest Black?
No.
Like there's a material that's so black that no light can escape.
Oh,
That's what
yes,
her nose
like a
looks
black
like.
nose, sort of like a black nose. Black. I can't even say not nose, like a black hole. Dude, that's creepy. It's not creepy. Poor lady. It's just like.
I guess she had like a cancer.
That's really sad.
So they just took her nose. Like.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't have tried to get like a prosthetic or something.
A whole nother level of got your nose. If I was gonna get a prosthetic, I would definitely get like a Humpty Dance nose or.
Oh, permanent glasses. Oh, that's hilarious. I want a smaller one.
The smaller one.
Nose. She can have some of my nose. I'll give it to her. It's fine.
Your nose isn't that. I mean,
from the side. My whole body is weird. I feel like straight on
from
is
the
like
side.
this, and then from the side things are like
there's
elongated.
from
It's
the
like a
side
whole.
Right there.
It's a whole thing.
That's from the side. See, it's not that big.
This is how I move my body. My sound check every time, if you guys want to know, is always, this is my voice. It's kind of after like The Voice, the show, because they always go, this is the voice. I haven't watched that in 20 years.
What was the other one?
What was the other lady? But that one you need sound.
This one
she's
here.
creepy. She made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
More uncomfortable than not having a nose.
I'm only going to play like 3 seconds of
Yeah.
the music because we'll get fucking tagged for it.
Is it? Oh.
But, I sent this to you because you were going to come on and sing. So I
know,
figured.
that's how I feel like I would be if I was on here singing.
Really?
Or any sort of posting. I'm
But
like.
check her out though. I mean, I was like tripping. Like, what is wrong with this chick? Let me turn the.
What's the
Why am I not getting any sound
Even
at
just
all?
looking at her. So she's like singing a song, like mouthing words, be very sexual, trying to be very sexual. Ew, why?
Hold on a second.
Whoa, that face. Hey now. She's got crazy eyes, you know, like.
My bad. I had it on the wrong deal here.
Yeah. Hey now. classic.
But you can,
But
you
why
know the
is this
song.
the song that she picks too?
Well, because she's probably some old hair metal
Oh,
chick.
that face.
You know.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, that. It's so awkward.
It's uncomfortable. I don't
But
know
I
how
sent it
people
to you-
don't have that self-awareness.
Yeah.
But then I'm like,
Dude,
here,
there's
I'm
some
like,
people,
my-
like, especially in the karaoke community,
Oh my gosh,
that thing.
it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
I love.
The thing that they can sing,
It's
but
true. They get so into it.
it's so weird that that's like a thing.
And then people get all like whatever about their songs. I like to go to, they all have sides in them. Sidewinders. They have karaoke like almost every night, and you see like the regulars, and then they have their songs, and then some of them aren't great, but like appreciate the try. And then the comedians get up there and always just like fuck around with the song. So that's always fun.
Shannon sent me it too. What is it?
She got hacked, baby.
Oh, did you get hacked?
No, I didn't get hacked.
Well, then why do you have that?
Did I send you one?
Yeah.
We have phone STDs over
Patty
here.
just got hacked.
Well, on what? Your Facebook?
Yeah.
How does that even?
Because you click on something.
Oh, and they get it.
you-
It's like Pornhub. It's like
Yeah,
ads
yeah, I
pop
think-
up, and it's like if you hit it, then you
Did she?
have a virus.
I don't see any.
Viruses.
People love getting hacked.
It's Pornhub will hack you, I think too. They gave me a
Who
virus
uses-
once.
do
I
you
don't
use-
use
do
that
you
one
use
anymore.
Pornhub?
No,
I don't.
not
Which one
anymore.
do you use?
XNXX.
That's what I use.
Yes. I told my friend William about it recently. He was like, "Thank you so much. It's so much better." I was like, "Dude, yes."
It's way better.
Can they sponsor
That and the fleshlight.
the flashlight? And that? I love it. My friend has
Yeah,
my
that's
friend
the one,
Mark.
That's the one me and Patty use.
My ex introduced me to it, actually, not on Helm, the one before that.
Right.
But what was I saying? William, porn. Let's have them sponsor us. I don't know. Watch porn, guys. It's good for you. My porn came up, and I was just like, "What? It's been a while.
Yo, what?
It's been a while." I shouldn't sing that. What else is going on, guys? Pornhub. So just got flustered thinking of that. Okay, so speaking of sex and things and sexuality and people's feelings and this and that.
Oh, you want to talk about
Yeah, I have so many like feelings on it and like not what other people feel.
Now, you've watched the other ones, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so you know that this
and
one...
that's why it sucks that people take it out of context.
Right, because obviously they haven't watched the other ones. If you
Yeah.
watch the other ones and then watch the third one, the third one is the explanation of the other ones.
Dude, okay, so even take this off. I wanted to read part of this thing that a non-binary comedian and Canadian comedian Mae Martin, who I love their show, Feel Good on Netflix, and they are on Netflix, but they're like backing people who are wanting to get rid of it, like take it off. Like
It's not going to happen.
it's not going to, but it's just wild to me that there's. It just feels like censoring it to a point. And if you listen to the intent and the intention behind it and the emotion behind that special, like it was almost in a memoriam to a friend. It was almost, it's like, I don't know. I think people took it way out of context, especially in it. He says, if you have an issue with this, then you obviously don't know who I am. And like, you haven't watched my past specials. Probably you haven't,
Well,
you
I
haven't-
have
haven't
watched his
voiced.
past specials, and he does throw some, like, especially Killing Them Softly.
Was that the last one?
No,
No,
that was one
second
of
to
his
last.
very
Oh.
first ones.
Yeah. The old.
Yeah, he's very homophobic in those ones, but I think that's where it stems from, as of the hate for him is way back
Because
then.
of back then.
And including the Chappelle show. The Chappelle show was just as bad.
People don't. It's not okaying it, and we've said this before. I think on Buck T D show too. It's like it's not okaying what happened in the past, and things are still happening that are bad. But it's saying like that's just what happened then. Like it's not. He wasn't the only
think it's
one,
funny-
and it was like,
I think it's funny how they're picking and choosing.
yeah,
Just like with the R. Kelly situation.
Mm.
I mean, there are so many other rock stars and rappers and
yeah. I love Buck's post about that.
producers, and they've all like, yeah, he's been fucking. I've been sending him.
Dude, the Paul Walker one shocked me. The
Yeah.
was it Steven Tyler? That one grossed me out.
I sent him that one.
Like all these dudes who like basically own these young females. Like their parents would just like be like, "Here, have our daughter. You're a rock star."
Fucking Rob Lowe. What about Rob Lowe?
Wait, Rob Lowe too?
Fuck yeah, dude. He was fucking a 13-year-old when he was like, what, 26 or some
Why
shit?
would he do that? He was so hot he could get anybody. But maybe that's the problem. He's like, he could get anything, and then his mind went to bad parts.
Charlie
so he's
Sheen?
like, all these people.
And even some
It's
of the
just
women
been a known
actresses.
thing.
Some of the women actresses,
Oh,
too.
yeah. Who was on there that was super Fergie?
But I
I
understand
didn't know
why.
Fergie dated Justin Timberlake when he was like a baby.
A little kid.
That's gross.
Cameron Diaz.
No way. Her
Oh,
too?
yeah.
How old is that
There's
kid?
video of her making out with some 12-year-old.
No.
I was like some birthday party
How old
for
was
him.
she?
She
A
was
birthday-
fucking 20-something.
Gross.
Demi Moore.
That's oh that one. That's
That's the one I'm
weird.
thinking of, Debbie Moore.
She has like had a fucked up childhood though too, huh?
Yeah, but does
It
that...
doesn't that doesn't excuse whatever. But then you look at past. I'm like, I guess it explains. It doesn't excuse.
No.
But it's not okay. It's just like, oh, you're just a fucked up person. It's not okay. Nobody's
But I can
good.
understand the R. Kelly thing because it was orchestrated and, you know, it was like a gang. They were getting women for him. And,
Dude, the surviving R. Kelly stuff is
oh, that was rough.
that was hard.
was
I had to
rough.
watch that in like parts because I was getting like real depressed and like just
Yeah, that
sad
was
for
rough.
it and just be like, this is uncomfortable.
The Michael Jackson one, I don't believe none of that shit. He didn't molest
Do you think it's the
nobody. Fuck yeah,
families?
he didn't molest
They're like
nobody.
just wanting money
It's
and
Michael
shit.
Jackson. He created Thriller, man. Come on.
I like how people are picking and choosing, but
Exactly.
yet Larry is too.
You think that he molested those kids? I don't think so.
I think given his past, it's a possibility. Meaning just how he grew up in the cycle of abuse and other things, and how he was probably stuck traumatically at a young age and bonded with these young boys, and then there might have been a line crossed here and there.
Then why did Macaulay
I don't
Culkin
know.
get a
I don't know if he
Michael
got.
Jackson penis
I
in
don't-
his throat?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he did, and he's not talking about it.
Maybe.
It's not just Michael.
He doesn't talk about it a lot.
And the other guy,
That's the one thing too that
That's Charlie Sheen shit though.
no, Corey, not Feldman, the other Corey.
Corey Haim.
Haim. He was the one who was all hanging out, dressing like Michael Jackson.
Oh, now it's Feldman.
That's Feldman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he said nothing ever happened either.
maybe,
But that dude took on his persona. Like, have you ever seen
That's
video of
creepy
him and
back
his?
in the day.
Let me see if I can find
Yeah,
him. But
that's weird. Is he still alive? He's still alive.
Yeah.
Age, Michael lost interest.
That's the thing is I think he had certain people that he like invested that time into. I'm not saying he put I don't even know maybe if he even inserted anything, but I think there was some naked times maybe. If that makes sense. Who knows? I don't know. And then people and like Macaulay Culkin won't talk about that like on any podcast that he's on. Like he's very open about stuff. But even on Mark Maron's, he's like, just first and foremost, like, I won't talk about Michael Jackson or being, like, the godfather of the kids, like, because he's the godfather of at least one or two of the kids. And, oh, my gosh, it's so weird when people accidentally, like, think they're a different race. Like, his daughter, what's her name? Princess? What's her name? No, he has Michael, Prince, and what is his daughter's name? I don't know, but she like found that recently that she's probably not even any part black. That she's like probably not even genetically his daughter.
Is this Corey's?
No, it's Michael Jackson's kids are probably not
Oh,
even genetically his, and the oldest daughter has been like, which is great. Paris, thank you. And Paris has been like associating with like black community so much, and then now it's like they did blood, whatever, and it turns out they're probably not even related, and she. Accidentally they did I think so, and like she found out that there's an article that she was like, yeah, I guess I'm not black or something. I was like, well,
really?
Yeah. And like she thought it was like the opposite of Rachel Dolezal, who like changed her race to be black.
I've heard that Michael Jackson actually had, you know, those the monks that get their balls removed shit, castrated.
Wait, Michael Jackson is castrated?
That's what I've heard.
Why though?
To keep his voice high.
Does that really affect anything?
And when you get it done as a boy, because your voice box doesn't change.
As a boy, he got it done. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I love all these like fun facts that Larry knows.
Michael Jackson, what?
Oh, Corey Feldman. Oh, his Paris.
Oh,
not being black.
His daughter.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that shit.
It'd be like my whole life, be like, yeah, I'm Mexican. People are like, no, you are actually white, Carla. You're not ours.
Really?
Yeah. Well, even like Snooki was adopted, and she was like, "I'm Italian, I'm real Jersey, whatever." And now she's Chilean, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, she found
Really?
out she was like 100% Chilean.
That's funny.
I think she was even born there.
How should I put this?
Paris, not black.
Not black.
No, biological parents.
Oh, biological father.
You guys are better Googlers than I am.
I'm not.
Because I just put in random shit. I'm like, help me, internet.
Let's see. I don't know. This is some fucking.
Yeah, see? The video? What does it say to us?
Huh?
The singer died.
What? Can't see what.
We value privacy.
I'm not going to put it up yet until I find it. This isn't it.
Rachel Dolezal, I just found out, lives in Tucson, too. Sorry, I'm just thinking of these race-changing people. It's interesting. Huh?
There's a wacky.
Yeah, that was a wild documentary to watch. I'm like, she was like head of NAACP, right, for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
And
That chick is a nutbag.
that's wild to me. Wild. She's like,
Oh,
cool.
so
And then she was like raising, or she has like kids she's adopted that are black, right? And they like were going along with it.
Like you guys are talking about right now.
Like,
that
what? Michael told Paris.
Yeah, I don't think she identifies as black.
Yeah.
I don't
She
think there
told
has
the
been a
press.
thing, though.
I don't know. I read something and they were like, I think there's DNA. Who knows? It could be fake news.
Well, it's pretty odd that a mother would just, like, not be around the kid. You
Yeah,
know?
who raised them?
He did.
But like how?
And the grandmother.
Like his mom?
Yeah, his mom.
Oh, okay. Do you know what's another fucked up thing? I need HBO Max like ASAP. Anybody want to give me their password? Just kidding. If everybody else's passwords do pay for Spotify, I'll share with you. No, but Brittany Murphy. Do you remember that
yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
There's a documentary
she was
now.
such a good actress.
Right? She was like, it was so sad, like her whole story, and then her boyfriend and her mom. Do you know about all this like crazy shit?
Well, her boyfriend died a couple months later.
A year later of like the similar thing. They thought maybe he had poisoned her or something, but then they died. They were like, maybe it's mold, but it was like both flus, but they had been doing drugs, at least she had, and she was pretty weak, and like I think she was anorexic at the time because of
yeah,
society
full-blown.
and like all this stuff, and people were like hating on her because she was full figured and whatever, and she couldn't get away from that like clueless character. But then her mom and her boyfriend would like sleep in the same bed together sometimes, and they were
After
like best.
she was dead?
Even I think while she was alive, like she would be like out doing movies, and they were like just sharing a bed because they were that close. And then after
So there's a documentary out on that right now.
and after
I gotta
she
watch
died, they
that.
still like lived together, and the mom was like, "I'll go anywhere he goes," and like he's still part like. Because she connects the daughter to him, but then people were like, maybe the mom murdered both of them somehow.
Wow.
So it's like a real fucked up.
I'll have
Like
to watch
her
that
mom has crazy
documentary.
eyes too. Yeah, my friend Jordan just like paraphrased it for me because she's good at that. And then I did watch the Free Britney one.
Oh, you watch that?
Yeah,
I follow her on Instagram.
I do. And I've been following the whole thing, and I knew there was like some crazy shit happening. And now she's like tits out, booty out.
Yeah.
I'm like, good for you, Brittany, but whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, I told Patty, I was like, check out this fucking porno.
She is, yeah. I was very surprised. And then she was like, she sent another picture of her booty, not sent, but she put it on the thing. She's like, here, just to show that it was really mine, and like had her face in the picture too. I was like, what is
I just told Patty, I was like, man, she is like
free.
going Playboy.
She is free. Let's get on her OnlyFans. What is going on here?
She has an OnlyFans? Dude,
No,
if she ever
but
had
she
an
should.
OnlyFans, she'd be instant $50 million.
She'd get back all that money instantly that her like team took from her. They had that one lady in the documentary that was like, I don't talk about anything because they don't like it. I'm like, whoa. Like
That's crazy.
the dad had such control.
Even the sister had control.
Did she?
I thought she did.
Oh, the mom and the sister were accused of something, of also like just going along with the abuse and not standing up for her.
And then
things.
Jamie Lynn Sigler was talking about how she has no money, she's broke, and all this shit.
Oh, Jalen Spears.
Yeah.
It's whatever. That family is rich as fuck off Britney Spears. She's huge.
Oh yeah, I seen her. Did I tell you I've seen her in concert?
Really?
Yeah.
How far away for you?
Channel that she was, whatever the Disney thing that she was in.
Yeah, but not anymore. It's over.
No, but she still gets that money.
Yeah,
I
residuals.
don't know,
and things.
maybe. But no, I seen her live at
What year?
I want to say it had to be right after Oops, I Did It Again shit.
Oh, so wow. She doesn't sing like on stage, right?
Yeah.
Like she's really singing on stage.
Yeah.
I thought she was just like lip syncing the whole
No.
time, or had a backtrack that like went along.
No, I've seen live footage of her. She does use
good?
auto-tune.
Oh, see, okay, I
Yeah.
got you. Well, most people use something, I think, but it was a good show.
I took my daughter. It wasn't for me to go see, dude.
But it was entertaining.
I was forced, and then I took my friend. I forced him
But
to
you
come
can
with me.
you can see that something's good or bad, even if you don't like
was-
it.
My daughter loved it.
That's
Kaylee
good.
loved it. So
Oh, is she still a Britney fan?
I don't know. Probably.
Kids go through phases. I liked NSYNC at one point.
Britney Spears is kind of like the Cher or the Madonna for,
of
like,
my time.
yeah.
Yeah. She's only like
Huge
5 years
gay
older than me.
following.
It's weird. Yep. Yeah. She had the like residency and all
Yeah.
the stuff.
She doesn't do that shit anymore.
No. Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen now that she's free. If she's gonna like still make music and stuff.
I don't know.
Who knows?
She has a lot of fucking music out there, and everybody loves her.
I can't say I've listened to a whole album of hers. I only know the hits.
I only heard what
that makes
McKaylee
sense.
played.
Yeah, I only heard what the radio was.
Yeah. In 2000,
kind of
she was
music.
really big. She was all over MTV. And
Yeah, when I was growing up, like she seemed a lot older, but she's only 5 years older. But yeah, she was everything. Like all the females are just like trying to dress like her. Everybody's just like in love with her. All
remember
the dudes
hip
had the
hugger
hot,
jeans that girls would always wear with their
low
pelvic bones
yeah,
showing.
and the thong coming up.
And I cannot believe it. Me and Patty we took Callie to Forever 21. They've got fucking mom jeans now, dude.
Yeah, it's gone full crazy circle.
Full blown.
And like these
mom
like hot
jeans.
girls are wearing mom jeans.
Oh,
and,
like all the way up to here.
what is happening? So many crop tops.
There's even a SNL skit about it, like a.
The mom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one that they used to do.
Yeah,
the
way
mom,
back in the day.
with Tina Fey and all of those people. I love Tina Fey. I've been rewatching 30 Rock. I love her.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, just rewatching. That show is so jam packed full of jokes. Like every second, there's something even
Oh yeah.
that you're not realizing is happening, and they're like.
So what you didn't think? What did you think of Chappelle?
Okay, so I mean, I'm a queer person, but I'm not somebody that every time it comes up the subject, and I'm not saying other people. I'm not whatever. Everybody's their own person. I don't get like, no, you can't speak about that of anybody who's not in the community. I want to hear what they have to say, and it's also bringing it to the public eye, good or bad, whatever you think, having that conversation, having those hard conversations, not sweeping it under the rug, having opinions, and people can have their opinions. And like that's comedy, and it's meant to be funny, and he wrapped it up well. It was a great story. I felt like it was a nod to his friend that was like trans that had passed, in a sense, like a thank you to them. And I almost cried at that part, actually,
Right.
at the end. But I think he even gave women a harder time than he gave trans in this special, where he's like, women, the Me Too movement, I would have done it so much different, this and that. But he did even say at the beginning where he was like, hey, LGBTQ plus people, like, how did you guys get this so far? Black people have been trying for so long. Like, what's your deal here? Like, saying that they're doing a good job. So, like, that's like a really...
I loved
Do you know-
when he said, I miss the fucking glory hole gays.
Oh, yes. And that's just the truth. He's just speaking. It doesn't... Everybody wants to have, like, a really intense opinion about something. Some things
What
just
is-
are. And
Let
just
me ask you
were.
this question. What do you think it is in the LGBT community that's making it so that everybody has to be... Like, do these people really want... Because what's
Be a
going to end up
warrior.
happening is people are just going to blind face, be nice to your face, but hate you behind your back.
Yeah,
is
like,
that what they want?
Like racism
Pretty much.
becomes, that sort of bigotry where people act like they're all fine. And I do believe in that. I think everybody that's LGBTQ, I want to stand up for people for sure, but there's also a line where we have to realize this is entertainment and this is just a subject in the world, and we don't always have to be a warrior and jumping on somebody's back because they spoke about something that they're not in that group. Like it sucks, and it turns off people from wanting to be in that community or be close with that community because they're afraid of just always
let's be
offending, and we're always going
let's
to be
be
like on our
honest.
toes, and like that's hard.
But just like he said, let's be honest. You guys all fucking hate each other.
That's pretty much true.
You know, the
A lot of
fucking
lesbians
gays
and
hate the
gays hate each
lesbians,
other.
lesbian hate the gays. Everybody hates it, just like the joke goes.
I mean, like you said, there's people. Did you talk about it in there? But there are people who are like
No, on the earlier specials.
Yeah, the
talked
earlier,
about.
but who we were talking? He didn't talk about the special. Was it just a conversation I had about how, like, yeah, there can be like racist gays, or there can
big
be
time.
I don't know, just like gay hating Mexicans, or just like a whole. It's always intersectional.
I would
everything.
rather have it out in the open than them hiding in a closet.
That's what I'm saying.
Planning my death. Like, or
Yeah.
yeah.
It becomes like I don't want it to become like the incel community where they shut themselves off from anybody and nobody can speak on it. I do think that
I think
Dave
that
Chappelle came from. He's not a stupid person. He's an educated person. I don't think he would have been doing that special if he came with any malice or any
very
like ill
meticulous.
intent. Yeah, it was so meticulous, and like I don't think it came from a malicious place at all. And I think at the end people might have had problem because what was the last? I don't want to give it away for people that don't watch. Has said something is like, I knew your father. He was a really nice woman or whatever. I think that maybe offended people because you're not supposed to dead name, or you're not supposed to like bring up the past gender because it's not them anymore, and maybe people got upset about that, but even that he made as a joke of the joke, like that was the joke of him saying that. He was making a joke about the whole thing, and I took it in the wrong way, I think. I don't know. And there was this thing that Mae Whitman, I was surprised that they put this on, like I said, and
let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
So back in the day, if you wanted to become a woman, you had to go through all kinds of psychiatry shit, find out if you're fucking nutsack, all that stuff. At least that's the way I was told.
They still do that, though,
Do they
the
still
like
do that?
transition therapies and
So
stuff.
where you have to go to therapy, and, like it doesn't
I have
matter.
and they test your hormones. They test like all these things.
Right.
I have a friend who's
So you just can't willy-nilly decide you want to rip your dick off.
right, and especially as kid, they're trying to.
Well, inverted your dick.
And all these and then there's all these things about how parents are being bad because they're letting their kids go trans, but it's not their.
Do you believe in that? Do you believe that if that
kids can
at a
decide
young age, that a parent? Because I've known a few parents that have actually steered the child that way.
Oh, because of their.
Yeah.
I think some parents can't just they have show parents, but now the kid's like a. Whatever, horse pony and this.
I'm gonna put my kid in a dress to prove a point.
Yeah. I think it's good for parents to let the kid decide in things, but I don't think it should be pushed. And I don't think it's the public's business if parents are allowing the kid to transition or not, because they're always like, don't cut off their dick, don't cut off their whatever, and it's like they don't know if that's even happening yet. They don't even know what the transition is like. So. That's none of your business. They're like, well, that's yeah, it's like mentally they could be, and they're still developing, and everybody's still developing all the time, and everybody has the right to be who they are. And sometimes gender gets so gendered. It's so
we've
this
all
gender,
got
that gender. It's like we're just people in a sense of why are we so obsessed with what's in each other's pants all the time?
Exactly.
And who's fucking who? This isn't
I don't care.
about that. And if your kid feels better that way, I have one of my best friends who is gay, her and her fiance, they have a son now, that is transitioning, a trans son, and they're putting 17, 18.
Oh, okay.
Senior in high school.
Okay.
And he is now, dressing different, going to the therapies, and very supportive situation. And I'm glad.
Well, that's good.
It's a really, very supportive on the parents, though, I don't know about extended family on one side of the family, but it seems like everybody is really trying their hardest to support, and even if it's not what they feel is,
Well, when my
they're the families of theirs are kind of old school Mexicans in a sense, so
when my older daughter was going to high school, this was probably, I can't even
95, 96.
well, no, when she was in high school would be.
Candace graduated in 95. She graduated in 94, so early 90s.
What?
Huh.
94.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when she was going to high school, there was some transsexuals in there, and that she was friends with, and it was kind of it wasn't a shocker to me. And she basically, she was friends with them. My daughter dated a transgender girl. Was she a girl? Yeah. That wanted to be a boy, but
open, just
Do you think
in the community?
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say
Ask.
that.
Say it.
I was gonna say
Say it. Think out loud with me.
Do you think that's a mental issue going on?
Well,
Now
okay.
look. I've gone to high school.
Yeah.
I've gone to junior high school, and there's always that one boy that you know for a fact that motherfucker is gay. Like, he's gonna be gay, dude.
Yeah, I had a friend like that.
His mannerisms, the way he talks.
That now I'm like, oh, happy they're living their real truth.
Right.
Which is rad.
But back when I was growing up, that was considered like, you automatically assumed he was gay, and it was like, oh, you know, he got bullied and shit like that.
Oh, right. But that was the era too, where it was still, you know, 80s, 90s, all of that was like, it was still new. People were bullying. It was, I mean, and still there's that happens, I'm sure, but I'm glad the younger generations now are able to be themselves more.
Do you think it's I'm not going to say him. If a young kid feels like he's a girl, if the boy or the girl feels like she's a boy, I understand that. Okay, but later on in life, when you're 40, have had a family, doesn't that stem on mental issues?
What do you mean? Later in life?
Later in life. Like, you know, fucking the guy I seen on my Wheatie box every morning when I was eating breakfast.
Oh, right.
And he was, 50-something years old?
When they transitioned.
When he transitioned. I mean, granted, what he did in the bedroom we had no idea about, but from what we hear, he was cross-dressing.
Right, yeah, for years. And I think that's sad, like, having to hide, but that was the society then, and I think mentally they felt like they had to hide.
Well, he didn't come out until
way later, yeah. And, it's interesting. There's even psychology done, and my old psychologist had talked to me, too, about...
Because don't you find it weird that there's so many?
But I also maybe think that now there's
and I bet you
so
there's a
many
lot of people
because it's okay now.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to come out. So, you know, like, I think it's always been there. And I think even back in the day of, like, biblical times, all this stuff, there was, I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah, everybody was fucking. Everybody fucks. Like, we're closely related to bonobo, like, apes. And they're pansexual, like, polyamorous. Like, the guys get in a fight, the bonobo, like, dudes, and they will fuck.
Monkeys out
they
there?
will fuck. Yeah. They'll fuck each other to get over a fight, like the dudes. It's wild. So I think it's always kind of been in our species. And I have, like, even things, this is just my own stupid, like, I have an idea on squirting too with evolution. I mean, I think now it's okay, so there's more coming out, but I think...
You think that's pee?
Too... No,
Patty
we'll
thinks
have
it's pee.
that. Sometimes it can be, and it can be a mixture. But there's a different fluid that comes out.
I know, but I've had girls that have tried.
And then they just pee, yeah. You have to pee right before you have sex and right after. That's what I do, so that I'm like, make sure nothing gets mixed. Because if my bladder is empty, then it's like, you can still, a lot of times.
But they still say it's urine, though.
It comes from maybe the same place, but doesn't have, like, the urine stuff. It's like, just how, like, when you take a dude's, like, give him a vasectomy.
But isn't urine
like you're still
blood?
like a vasectomy, like you're still giving out like semen. It's just no sperm in there.
Right.
So that's like squirting. It's like you're giving out a fluid, but it's not the pee fluid.
Right.
But it's like, you know, something else. It's called a something gland. What is the gland it's called that comes out of?
I can't remember.
Yeah, not everybody can do it. Some are just peers. It's true. But I was thinking. So I'm like thinking evolutionarily, maybe we're overpopulating the globe, and there's just way more like, and I'm not saying gay people can't have kids, but I'm thinking maybe evolutionarily like a species is trying to stop us, slow us down by saying like, hey, now there's more gay people. I mean, there's ways to have kids. Don't like fuck me up.
What you're
Do you know what I mean? Like there's more gay people because Darwin series, whatever, would be like, we have too many, now we need to slow it down, so we're gonna have people who are not gonna have kids.
Well, in Japan, they're
and
fucking
people are who are like, yeah, now they're fucking pillows. We have real dolls, and hate me for saying that. I don't know if that's super true. Be yourself, but also with like the squirting thing, I think we've evolved to do it more, so that because women have been like raped and shit for so long, and not had babies they didn't want for so long, maybe not even through rape or whatever, but they squirt out like the semen, like it just flushes it out, maybe. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't go up into your like too. That's my like thought too.
But it's two different holes, Carla.
No, but it's flushing out what would have gone
but it's
like
not coming out of your penis entry.
Yes, it is.
Huh?
Yes, it is.
No,
there's a duct behind there that apparently
okay.
The starts with P, I think. Look up the gland for it.
Okay.
Squirting gland.
The squirting gland.
Even Dr. Drew has said there's a different thing that happens, but I think it'll just like flush out, or even if like you know, a guy pulls out, but he doesn't get all of it out and, you know, leaves some at the entry of your doorway. And then you have to like...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. What's it called? The paraurethral glands.
Paraurethral glands, right.
The Skene's gland. That's the short name for it. Which was referred to...
It's a female prostate.
Yeah, it's like our prostate, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking
So
more of us.
I wonder if they take that gland and when they make a woman into a man, they invert the lining of the vagina out.
So that's...
So that's like the balls.
Medicine and science with Carla and Larry. We know our shit. Just turn it on inside out, dude. Just turn that shit.
Turn it inside out, guys.
Oh my gosh. Which, oh yeah, the main one about the Dave Chappelle. And like, I mean, I get it, but I just don't think they understand where he's coming from. Maybe I don't, who knows? But it says, okay. May said, standing with Netflix employees using their voice today to start an important conversation. I don't think it's very difficult to be funny without ridiculing marginalized groups and contributing to a culture of transphobia that directly results in disappropriate levels of violence, suicide, and discrimination. As a trans non-binary person who works with Netflix, this has been a bummer, but I'm hopeful for positive and thoughtful reflection moving forward. And LOLs, am I right? Remember LOLs.
He refers himself as the transphobic
or trans non-binary, and Mae Martin, but saying that it contributes to transphobia and the he talked about suicide in that. He talked about that stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he educated on that within that, and I think he did it in not a mocking manner and not a ill manner. You know, there were jokes, but that wasn't the joke. He was making a joke. You know what I mean? Like you can make a joke about something without like.
So it looks like
without
some employees walked
being
out.
really rude. Of Netflix?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's just so...
Hey,
it's
man.
very wild, man. I don't know. I get why that's maybe his closer for a minute. He's like, I'm going to stick...
Well, he had you know how much he... So, what, you know, one of them got... leaked a bunch of information about the specials. Some of the leaked information is how much he got paid.
Oh, how much did he get paid?
$27.6 million for the last one. I think it was $25 million for the one before that.
That's so much money.
And then it was something like it was a $70 million deal or $80 million deal he had.
Hey, I'll make some trans jokes if they give me that. I'll do that. My other friend and I were talking comedy talks and people too of John Mulaney. What time is it? 7:24. Okay, we're good.
Oh, he just got out of rehab.
Yeah, again, but then I didn't know Olivia Munn had been in rehab as well. The one that he had a baby with. You know, she had been with what's his face
They're both
forever.
cokeheads, big time.
Right, and so like I get that part, but then they have this baby, and now he's projecting all this shit on this baby, like the baby saved my life, the whatever. I'm like, no, you're ruining the baby's life by projecting that, and like it just.
He's telling truth because that's what changed my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you think it's wrong to like make a put that on a kid?
If I wouldn't have had Callie, I would have still been doing heroin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just a lot to put on a newborn kid of them.
Maybe. I don't know.
You would have grown out of it. I think
No, I don't think I would have grown out. Yeah, I was already getting sick and tired of it.
You're smart enough to like get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Mark Maron said, don't trust anyone who hasn't taken their life and completely destroyed it and brought it back from the dead. Like I'm like, yeah,
I've done that at least 5 times.
Might be doing that now. Who knows? I reckon I said blanket. I forgot about blanket. The baby. So yeah, I don't know. It's all these comedians. We're not perfect.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a line in comedy?
Yeah, and it's our job sometimes to tiptoe the line. I mean,
no, I mean, do you think that there's a line? Like,
I think there's a line, but I think there's okay.
If it's done right, is what I'm saying.
Like even last night at the garage, there's people who can roast, and there's people when they try to do roast, they sound mean.
Right.
And you have to word it right, and you have to be really funny and smart with your words to make it funny. Because, like I was saying, is like you can make a joke about something, but not be offending that directly. It's like an indirect talking about that. That's not the joke. This is the joke. That's not the joke. This is just the subject of whatever. And then here's a joke. And we made a shitty thing funny. And that's our job, is to take the shitty things and put twists on them. You know, like.
And sometimes it doesn't always work out.
And sometimes it doesn't. And that's why you hit up Mike's over and over and over. And like, I'm sure he's worked on this material out in the world, you know? So he knew what was working, what wasn't. Yeah. It's not the first time he did that set. And so I think he chose wisely on his jokes and things. I don't think it was bad. But yeah, I think there's a line. Even if a couple of female comedians I know were going at it together, I won't say names or anything, because one was offended about the use of a hanger in the word hanger in an abortion joke.
Right.
This person,
I don't think that there's any line.
I don't know. One of them probably did not. The one that had an issue with it, I don't think had ever had an abortion, miscarriage, anything like that. They had just gone to a fancy school and have a lot of. They're feminists and whatever, and like a new one, like sad. And no against them, they're a nice person, but I don't think who they're going up against with this conversation. You have balls to do that, because who wrote the joke has a lot of experience in comedy. Has a lot of experience with the abortion subject, who said that their aunt marched to, make sure that wire hangers weren't used anymore. She's trying to bring it up as like bringing up like just like the Chapple stuff. It's like, we don't talk about these things. They get swept under the rug. We act like everything's nice, and then we hate in private. And it's like, if we don't talk about it, then we give it more power. Yeah. We take away power, and we like empower ourselves by talking about things sometimes, I think, on stage, especially. So I don't know. I think I
don't think comedians should be held accountable.
And
I honestly
no,
don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I think if they are sometimes, and it's usually the comedian who says something fucked up, they know the moment that they say it that it didn't work. They should know.
Let me tell you let me say this real quick. If you're a comedian and you're telling other comedians what they should or shouldn't say, you need to get the fuck out of it. Yep. Big time.
There's people, if you're getting too offended all the time, then you probably should. You're in the wrong space.
Yeah, you need to leave.
You're in the wrong space, and I'm not.
And you'll never be a good comedian.
No, and those people start to weed themselves out. It's interesting, and I've seen that in the scene. Even like first starting out, I think you're real gung ho, and then everybody's like, I see people come and go.
Just like podcasting.
Yeah, and I see that now, and even after COVID, I see the people leave. But most of the times, they're the ones that weren't really putting that much into it, weren't writing that much anyway. They
were just using it as a title.
Yeah, and something disgusting. To do, and something, and everybody has, I guess, different levels of what they want to do with it, but don't be telling the people who are taking it seriously how to write their jokes. Don't be telling other other comedians how to write their jokes. If you have some sort of, like, input, or be like, hey, I know you wrote it this way, but maybe, flip that and it would be perfect. Like, that's cool, but don't tell them the words to say, really, unless it's something that they didn't see, and then you're like, hey, it'd be fun if you say this, and then there's moments where you're like, hey, can I use that? And you're like, yeah, use it. Those are different. But if you're going up to somebody and say, you can't use this word in your joke, like, that's okay. If another
comedian's using another comedian's jokes, they should pay them.
And that part too, oh my gosh,
like even $5. Give me $5.
Something like you should get, like, what do they call residuals from that shit?
Back in the day, there were a lot of comedians that actually made money. Made a living off of selling their jokes.
We need that.
Because let's put Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld. Larry David writes stuff, but it sounds a lot better coming out of Jerry Seinfeld's mouth than it does his mouth.
Writing for other people.
Because he doesn't have the right cadence for it.
Yeah, just like how like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler have written for a lot of other people a lot because of that, I think. Yep. Until they're. I would like to write more. We'll see.
You need to.
I'm going to work on it. Well, I write a lot of comedy, but like sketches, whatever. Figure that out.
Them. Why aren't you doing that shit?
I'm going to be doing with Jared soon. I did the 40-hour film fest. Jared I wasn't in his, but he got like second. And, nice. And he was not in the Funny Fiesta, but now he's part of just the joke writing of this one thing. Nice. But I adore Jared.
Skits?
Yeah, for the skits, for the standing light. And he's a pro at that. And, but I need to get more with them. And then Sarah Kennedy and Kelly, we might do a project. And Kelly asked if I would just like help punch up some jokes after the script was written. Nice. I was like, I'm down with that. So we'll see. Want to get into that more. I've been stoked though, even though I've had a hiatus lately. I have been writing a lot more like jokes. So that was good. I was in like kind of a rut for a couple of months where I was like just working on prior stuff. Sharpening.
Medical hiatus.
Yeah, and now like I keep a notebook by me all the time, watching things, and I pause stuff a lot so I can like. Nice. Even if it's not about that, I'm like, that reminds me of something. Let's talk about this. So working on those. Those will be fun. Gonna do I think 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes on the 11th. So if you guys want to see me do a long form comedy, it'll be my longest like good set I think. See, it's 7:30. We could probably wrap this up soon. I'm trying to think of other news. I'm just blabbing with Larry. We're just catching up like old friends over here.
Yep.
You know, talking about illness and things. Gotta like, subscribe. So what shows? Let's see. I got that 11 one. I have another one that I need to finalize with Isabel, who I'll see tonight, and then I'll have those dates for you because I think I'm going to Santa Fe next week.
All right.
So I have next week's the 28th. I have a show, the I Live in Comedy, carlavasquezcomedy.com. It will be updated by tomorrow once I finalize. But yeah, that one next week. Then I have Wednesday, the Women and Whiskey Wednesdays next week.
Oh, okay.
Last, already fucking the last week.
I should come shoot that.
That'll be fun. We usually do about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I always feel really good at those shows. I feel very light and I feel free.
You feel confident. Well, yeah, confident.
Yeah, I feel comfortable and confident.
Comfortable. There you go.
Yeah, it's a nice and there's men there, so I don't know. It's just a nice thing with the ladies. We have a good vibe going. And then the next day is when I'd be going to Santa Fe for the Witches and Bitches and
Bitches, man. All these shows I haven't been
Witches
sent.
and Bitches. I haven't been sent the finalized times or anything. And anyway, so I'm doing that, but I might be doing a song and like a 5-minute set of comedy because it's a variety. You can do like anything. They'll have people like the sign up list, I think, like open mic. So some people can sign up, just like maybe 10, and then they'll have like an actual show with like people who are booked. So I'll be booked for that. And then what else is happening? And then the 30th, I'll be doing. There still might be tickets if you want to eat a cannabis Halloween dinner. The 30th, Cooking with the Homeboy. Look that up.
That's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited to see. It'll be interesting. It'll be like a very fast cycling hour show.
Just cooking with cannabis is hard. Like as far as getting it to taste good and not taste earthy.
Right.
All cannabisy. You know?
Yeah, everything has the same taste. Like
I love it
vegan
when
food sometimes.
I love
it's all
it.
just the same bland.
I love it when an edible comes out that you just taste the edible. You don't taste the weed.
Yeah, they used to be so like moose, but like I had an ex who didn't like me smoking or whatever, fuck him. And so I'd eat the edibles, but he'd still be like, "You have like moose breath." Like what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, because it's like they were so like a skunk taste or something. I was like, oh. But now they're getting better at them to where I eat them. I was like, is there really like?
Have you ever tried
weed in this?
Have you tried sodas?
The drinks.
Oh God.
I haven't tried the soda, but I've tried this like
work
elixirs
Those
or
work
whatever.
great.
I like I've tried mushrooms ones, the drinky mushrooms too.
Wow.
They have like elixirs now.
I haven't. The gummies don't do it for me at all.
They just make me feel like I took like a Xanax, like a half a Xanax, where I'm just like a little bit relaxed, but nothing crazy. People are always like, "Oh my God, they fucked me up so much." I'm like, in what way? I don't understand.
There's a lot of people edibles don't work on, especially gummies. Gummies for some reason.
Yeah, the gummies. I do a lot of weed tea.
I like the cook. Yeah, tea's good. I like the cookies.
I like
making
baked goods.
butter.
I want some butter. I need some of that. Somebody was talking about a tincture that you would be able to like eat and like rub on you and like do all this shit. I was like, that's cool. I want to do that.
Fucking hippies.
Fucking hippies. I conserve all. What is it called? I'm green with my grain.
What do you mean?
Where I save I use every part of my like weed that I buy.
Stems?
Yeah, I grind those up and put them in tea bags, any kind of flavor you want, and then you steep it like regular tea and make weed tea. And it's so good. And that shit doesn't fuck me up, but it makes
funny.
It makes me real like I'm floating through.
You're like, I'm gonna get every dollar, every dime out of this fucking.
All of my dog weed.
My dog weed.
Yeah, guys, if you want to be a comedian, you can hustle in different ways. One of them is walking a dog for weed.
Dog weed.
Dog weed. It's nice. No payment. I need more. And also, if anybody's out there that has a dog that they want me to walk, like, let's do this. I'm a freelance dog walker. I'd rather do that than kids.
Really? I love kids.
I love kids, but like to do it all the time. I worked with kids for a long time here and there.
Yeah, I bet.
And no offense to them, but it's just a lot. Yeah, other people's kids sometimes are like horrible. You gotta pretend a lot. But dogs, I love them. What else do I do?
Yeah, the fucking
You want your house
dogs love
clean?
you, dude.
Yeah, the dogs come to me. Dogs and kids really, but animals, I'm kind of animal whisperer. I'm like, do I have some sort of energy that they just like? Everybody's dogs are just even my dad's dog. He's like, I think he knows your car. Like, you'll nobody else. He'll bark if somebody else pulls up, but he knows your car and starts whining and just like wants to get out at you. I'm like, oh,
weird.
It's like, I'll
It's
cuddle with your
maybe
dog.
it's the werewolves inside you.
the witch inside me, the
The
werewolf.
witch.
Something's going on with me. I've had enough brain things where I think it's really unlocked some shit. Like I believe, we haven't unlocked all our powers as humans, but I think being electrocuted, having like meningitis, having like little mini strokes and seizures, all these things. I think
the meningitis thing I've actually heard about.
Dude, all these like later effects start coming. Like they're like arthritis, all these brain
pretty
scarrings.
soon you're gonna want to transition.
It's unlocking that part of me. As a kid, I had a bowl cut for a very long time, and I wanted to be called like Carl or Carlos, so it's cool. I went through that phase. But I think like something maybe has gotten pressed and unlocked where like silly shit, like I said, like synchronicities that happen all the time. Even today I was about to wear this shirt that I like forgot I had, and I was like, how did it end up with this? And I was like, my friend Megan. I hadn't thought about my friend Megan in a minute, and I was like, oh, Megan. And as I'm thinking the word Megan on 30 Rock, somebody what's his name's character? Dennis is like, oh yeah, my wife Megan. And I'm like at the same time I'm thinking the word Megan all the time. Like I'll be thinking something and somebody will say it or like the thing pops up. I'm just like, what is happening? Am I just knowing what the future is going to be?
It sucks not knowing.
It sucks not knowing. I was like, I want it a little more unlocked where I can really know.
But if you knew, then you'd be like waiting for it to happen.
Yeah,
like,
it'd be too much.
And
not even the death part, even being able to communicate with like the other side, like my cousin does, or my dad's cousin. She's a medium. She mostly solves murder. Though? She solves some murders, or like not murders, but missing bodies.
Why
like,
can't you get her on the show?
I wonder if she would, Sarah. She's like called police departments and been like, oh, this little girl keeps coming to me and saying Deer Creek, and she lives in Texas, and like this was like Tennessee, found where all the Deer Creeks called and said this spot. She's there. Sure enough, the body was there. And like another one,
she's in prison for murder.
Right? And like I think she quit her job teaching to like do mediumship. And that's the thing. If I even like delved into that, it becomes your whole life, and you got to be and I got to start wearing like crystals around my neck, and it's just
like
fucking
sage every house you go to.
Yes, everybody's gonna be like, do you see dead people all the time? I'm just like, no.
There's a couple of those people that have like. I remember back in the 80s, there was a couple of them that actually fucking got caught. Like shystering and shit.
A lot of it is in this what is it called, Surviving Death, the medium episodes. There's 2 on them because it's so much. They talk about like even the ectoplasm.
Netflix, yeah,
they talk about mediums for 2
that
hours.
Was crazy, dude.
The ectoplasm one where she's in the. You did watch it in the box?
I didn't watch it, but I saw the previews for the trailer.
They put these. They're called physical mediums where they like can manifest like hands. A lot of people back in the day like. Darwin was interested in this, Einstein, all these people, and they would sit in this pitch black room, sometimes with red light, because ectoplasm was painful if it was, I don't know. But they sit in the pitch black, they just strap down the therapist, and then the therapist, or the medium starts talking in other voices, and then, like, hands have started to appear, and then ectoplasm comes out, some sort of matter that looks like, they say, like, cheesecloth, but, like, smoked cheesecloth, and it, like, will form hands and this and that, and they actually cast them out of wax one time.
So some fucking,
I don't know, dude. That one was like,
shit.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Or what was that 300 shit where they've got the oracles?
Oh, I haven't even watched that.
Dancing in the water and shit.
That's what it felt like. And this lady does this like once a week to keep her skills up. And she has the same like 5 people sit there with her in a circle every week for like 2 hours and like chant so the vibrations are high. And Mark Maron cries. But yeah, they chant, sing, and then they talk to the spirits and like.
My mom's all into that vibrations and crystals and.
I want to do a sound bath just to see. I want to do a sleep deprivation actual thing.
Oh yeah.
Those eggs where you just like float in there.
Right.
I want to do that. It's me floating. All right, we will wrap this up. I don't know who's on next week. We'll see. There's a lot of possible guests. We got to get Cody Dove on soon. I do have a tarot card reader that wants to be on next month. We're trying to get it in the spooky season, but I guess she's going through some grieving right now. Crystal is her name. I don't know. Who do you want on the podcast next week? Who should we do? We'll talk about it. Yeah. I will, then next week at some point, you'll see those songs that I'm going to do for the intro. We'll have those posted because we're going to pre-record those. Let me know what you think. They're all going to be silly, so don't judge too harshly. I never claimed to be Mozart or whatever, or whoever plays guitar.
Would you ever do any, funny songs?
Not on stage.
No?
I don't know if I want to mix comedy with.
You've seen, there's a blonde, skinny dude. His name's
Bo Burnham?
Bill Burnham.
Bo Burnham. Yeah, he does some music. Like, that works. And then, like, Dimitri Martin has made it work here and there. Like, I like that a lot.
For like 30 years, that guy?
Dimitri Martin?
No, Bo Burnham.
Is he that old?
Yeah.
Damn. He's so. I guess he's been started.
Oh,
because he is, like, a YouTube dude, huh?
No?
I think so. He started. He was like
Maybe I'm
found on
thinking
YouTube.
of somebody else.
He's a guy that has musical special things. The one that was like
Yeah.
Inside, or it was
But
called
I think there was a
Inside.
dude like 20 years ago that did the same shit.
I guess Bob Saget pulls out his guitar at the end of sets, and like
I like Bob Saget.
my dad loves, like, I've never seen him like
How
live.
can your dad
but
love Bob Saget?
my dad loves, right? So he loves
He's
all the
cussing.
people. My dad loves Dave Chappelle. He loves all these things, and I'm always
not
asking
you.
him. But he won't watch because he doesn't want to have a bad impression of me. Maybe, I don't know, but he respects them. So who knows?
I think we've all ruined that. Like, I've ruined that for my mom. Like bad impression. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Robert Eister, comedian, was saying that his mom watched the 48-hour film fest he was in with Jared and was just like so disappointed because there was like talk of cocaine, something going up a butt, and like just silly, like kind of like raunchy, slapsticky,
Parents just
you know.
don't
And the
understand.
mom was just like, Robert, why? What was I saying? Bob Saget brings out a guitar. I would on this show, and I was even thinking it'd be funny to like sometimes at the end do like a wrap up song if I did a solo to like just like wrap up what we talked about, but sing it because
Right.
I can make up stuff on the spot like easy, like just add, you know.
Well, we gotta,
I used to
next time
freestyle rap once in a while in high
Next
school.
time,
it's
remember
fun.
your fucking guitar.
I know, and I had it right there to practice. I even tuned the bitch.
God damn it.
I didn't play. Okay, that's next week. We'll have a guest. We'll post that. I love
Gotta
you all.
get Cody Dove back.
We need Cody Dove. I'm gonna message him to make sure he's free because I don't think he's going anywhere until next month.
We should get him like next week, maybe.
Yeah, we'll reschedule for next week. Stay posted. Cameras. Keep posting computers, everything. You don't know what I'm looking at. You have no idea. All right, Carla V, Thinks Out Loud, episode 15. Like you guys, catch us every Wednesday, 6 p.m. live, unless we have COVID or we're in the hospital. And, you know, like, subscribe, share, carlavasquezcomedy.com for all my shows. All of that good stuff, guys. Let's interweb together.
Interwebbing.
We be interwebbing. All right. We covered a lot. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
All except for the singing part.
I know. And literally on my thing, my notepad, songs.
Yeah, no songs.
I think we got everything else in here.
All right, good.
Okay. I love you guys.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.